Wait, turn around again. What does that say? Something Fillmore?
Virtual Fillmore.
Is that your nickname?
No. You know the history of Fillmore, Utah?
Yeah, I know that it was the capital.
That's right. So the history was, it was the territorial capital, and you know, Utah territory was Utah and Nevada combined, and Fillmore was the territorial capital, and then it moved to Salt Lake, and then for a period it moved back to Fillmore for like 1 year, and they just voted to move it back to Salt Lake. And after 2018, because our state government so clearly ignored the will of the people on 3 referenda, I mean, the people said no gas tax, and they put it on anyway. The people said cannabis is no longer a crime, and they recriminalized it. People said we want Medicaid expansion for poor people to have access to medical care, and the government said no and took it away. So Utah state government proved it was not a government of, by, and for the people. And about the same time, the French Yellow Vest movement started, and they were fighting for the RIC. Right, this is a, oh, I don't have that sticker, but there's a, oh, it's right here on the back of the book. Right? RIC. That's a very common thing in France, in all matters, right? Oui to RIC, referendum initiated by the citizen. They want it in all matters, constitutional, legislative, abrogative, and so you can revoke something or undo an election. Anyway, that's my card. Everyone can represent themselves to the world today. It's a technology question, not a political question. And we need direct democracy. The only thing that matters is gathering with your neighbors locally and making your own decisions locally, whether it be your neighborhood, any other voluntary associative community. Establish those structures as strong as you can, hopefully without leaders. I mean, leaders can move things along early in an effective way, but that can be dangerous. It takes a while to get that going. And CHOP in Seattle this summer, it took like 2 weeks of chaos before we were able to kind of get the group to calm down and actually do some things. So it's difficult at first, but once you achieve it, it is the answer. Humans are basically good. We don't need to be controlled by above. We need to just work with each other, learn to trust each other, and notice the establishment media is doing everything they can to keep us from coming together today. I'm not saying anything about this virus business. I'm a complete left-winger. I'm certainly not a Trumpster. I do not vote for any politicians ever anymore. Though I used to manage political campaigns and engage in those fundraising competitions. It's really meaningless. Look, every human decision made all day long, every day, is controlled by money. Okay? And then they whip you into a frenzy to go check a box once every 4 years as if that's going to make the difference. Okay? Here's the other thing. I'm thinking a little bit ahead here. Humanity must be able to imagine a world without money. I don't mean different money. I don't mean going to digital instead of cash. I mean no money. I mean quit keeping score. Okay, there's abundance in the world today. We just have some hoarders and some control freaks. Okay, we can share. We can figure this out. People figure things out when they come together. We've been told for so long that we're bad, that we must be controlled. And most of the problems in humanity come from the deprivation of basic resources and respect that this economic system puts pressure on people. How many divorces happen over economic stress? How many kids, you know, it's all about, I don't have my jeans aren't as cool as the rich kid up the street. And I'm worried about that from age 4 or something. I mean, it's ridiculous. We've got to do better. We can. And the people will fix it. RIC, referendum initiated by the citizen. It's hard to find, but there's the proclamation of the first direct democracy of France. And remember, the French are more like the American Republic than any other country on earth. In 1789, the French copied the American Republic. And so, anyway, and they say the Republic is irreparably corrupt, and I agree. And I've done political campaigns, I've worked in the system all weekend. There's no fixing this from within the system. It must be from the people. It must come from the bottom. No politician is going to do this.